Welcome to the next lesson, creating brand content. In this lesson, we're going to cover why it is important to be active on primary social media channels, working smart to meet the current objectives of the brand, the difference between Facebook and Instagram when building your brand, using data to inform your content decisions, where to find interesting and relevant content to share, and tools to help you improve the process. So it's important to be active on social media as it's a trust factor in the buyer's journey. When they're considering buying your products on Amazon, many will go to your website and social media to see if you're active. It connects and forms a relationship with your audience and customers. And social media keeps your brand top of mind, meaning if they're considering purchasing a product that you sell, your brand will stick top of mind when making that purchasing decision. Consumers expect to be able to reach your brand on social media for customer service. And if you're readily available and provide great customer service on social media, that's going to show up in the reviews on your Amazon products. Social media is the most effective way to build an audience of potential customers to market your products to, as we learned in the last lessons using Facebook advertising and ManyChat. Now, when it comes to social media, you can work hard or you can work smart. It's important to understand how a social media platform fits into your brand strategy and what impact it's going to deliver. Not all social media platforms are equal in delivering direct impact for your brand. While there's a lot you could be doing, right now our objective is to build our brand's presence online for credibility and attract an audience of potential customers to market our products to and get feedback and reviews. Other platforms such as YouTube are effective but take a lot more effort up front. We will be covering how to leverage these platforms later in the program. And when you have successfully launched your first few products and are consistently making profit, you can then decide on whether you want to dedicate more time and more resource to a more in-depth content strategy for your brand. Right now, the only two social media platforms we need to consider are Facebook and Instagram. And that's because they're the easiest and fastest way of delivering the current objective for our brand. So when it comes to Facebook versus Instagram, we use Facebook advertising and ManyChat to attract our target audience and build a list of potential customers to launch our products to. However, posting on our Facebook brand page is less about traffic and building an audience, but more about social proof because of how Facebook's algorithm works. In recent years, Facebook has changed the way its algorithm works, so when you post content on your Facebook page, it won't reach as many people naturally as it once did. That said, it's an important credibility check and social proof to be active on our social media profiles when potential customers are checking out our brand. Instagram, on the other hand, is a great platform for building an audience and driving potential customers to our products. This is known as traffic. And that's because Instagram's algorithm goes much further in promoting the content that you post on your Instagram page without the need for advertising. When it comes to creating content for our page, we can use the data to inform our decisions. Posting random content on social media is a waste of time that will yield no results. You need to post timely, relevant content that your target audience is going to connect with. Using some free and paid tools and techniques, we can see exactly what our target audience is connecting with and wants to see. Right now, we are going to cover the simplest way to meet our objective, and we will cover more advanced social media marketing strategies later in the program. So when it comes to creating content for our social media profiles, we have two options. We can create original content, or we can ethically curate other people's content to meet the objective of our brand. So Verve Kitchen is intended to be a young, energetic range of products that brings your friends and family together in the kitchen. Our first product is going to be a taco holder, so a timely, relevant piece of content would be Mexican recipes. A very simple way of finding high-quality content to share on your Facebook page is using Facebook's search function. So if I come up to the search bar at the top and search Mexican recipes, Facebook's going to present me with a range of different results. Videos are the most popular and engaging form of media across the internet, and Facebook is prioritizing video over any other form of media. So if I click onto videos, I'm going to look for a video that's relevant and has a good amount of views. This second result here, I can see Mexican carnitas has nearly 5 million views and is from a page that has the blue tick, which means they have a substantial following. So if I click onto that video, I can then see that this video has had nearly 5 million views in 5 months, nearly 4,000 likes, 500 comments, and has been shared 1,700 times. From here, I can click onto the page that shared the video, to get an understanding of the other types of content that they're posting and have a look at the engagement and the statistics around their content. So remembering that Facebook's algorithm doesn't prioritize this type of content as much as it used to, there is still a good amount of engagement from the page without the use of advertising. So 500 likes, 75 comments and 237 shares on this post, and you can see this video has been watched by about 3,000 people. And the post was only posted 30 minutes ago. That's a really good indication that this is a highly engaged page with high quality content. So if I come back to my video that's relevant to my brand and timely with my objective, and click the three dots at the top right hand corner, I can then copy that link, come back to my Facebook page, and click to write a new post, where I'll paste the URL that we just copied for our new video. And what Facebook will do is pull that video onto your Facebook page. And when someone clicks the button to watch, the video will play directly on your page, versus maybe using a YouTube video where it may take that visitor away from your Facebook page. So Facebook videos are a really good source of high quality content, as they represent relevant, timely content for your brand, but you don't have to create them from scratch. And it also plays them directly on your page. So here I'm just going to delete the link, and then type a relevant, engaging post that encourages my viewers to comment on the post. We love carnitas with friends. Have you ever tried them? So the objective here is to write copy that engages your audience and encourages them to engage and like and comment on the post. This is going to tell Facebook's algorithm that the people that like your page like your content, and it's going to go much further to prioritizing and promoting that content into their news feeds. So once I've written my post and I'm happy with it, I'm going to go ahead and click share now. And there we go. We've shared that piece of content as the first post on our Verve Kitchen page. So the next tool that we can use within Facebook that's completely free is the Facebook Page Insights tool. Now this is a tool that we can use that allows us to use data to inform our content decisions. For the given time period, it will let us know how our page and our content is performing. So as you can see here, we've had 4 new page likes in the last 7 days and 4 page views. Now this is obviously a new page, but as you build out your audience, these numbers will start to increase and give you an understanding of how well you're performing with your Facebook page. As we scroll down, Facebook will then let you know on an individual post basis how well that content performed. And you want to be aware of this and keep track of how well content's performing, when you posted it and at what time you posted it, and then start moving more towards the direction of the type of content and when the time you're posting that content. The more you use the data to inform your content decisions and do more of what's working, the better results you're going to get with your Facebook page. Finally, at the bottom of the Insights tool, we can add competing pages to keep an eye on their metrics. So as you can see, I've added the Tasty page here. And you can see that Facebook's going to then let me know how many posts they've posted in a week, increase in their likes based on the last week, and how many likes they have in total, as well as engagement that week. So as you find pages that you like their content, you can add those pages to this tracking tool here and keep an eye on their pages to keep an eye on the type of content they're using, and then use that as a source of inspiration for your own page. The next tool we can use within Facebook to inform our content decisions is one that we've used in previous lessons, and that's the Audience Insight tool. So if we select everyone on Facebook and set our target selling location, we can enter broad interests, and Facebook will tell us who our audience is and what content they're engaging with. So I'm going to type recipes, and maybe vegan recipes as a level deeper. And Facebook tells me that there's 60 to 70 million people in the United States that are interested in these topics. Of those 70 million people, 75% of our audience are women. And you can see the split across the age range. So 25 to 54 seems to be the majority of our audience. Of that percentage, over 50% are married and over 50% have a college education. This indicates the voice and the language that you should be using throughout your brand. If I then come up and have a look at page likes, within the kitchen and cooking category, Facebook believes that these 4 pages are highly relevant to our audience based on the interests that we've entered. So I'm going to go ahead and open up these pages and just have a quick look through their timeline to understand the content they're posting and the engagement they're getting. So as I come down, I can see this page is generating a lot of engagement. You can see here that this post has had 22,000 likes and 750 comments, as well as 31,000 shares. So I could come down and look for content that's timely and relevant to my brand and potentially share it onto my page. If I look through the next page here, They've got substantial following, very nice photos, and again, a really highly engaged post, 23,000 likes, 7,500 comments. So if this was relevant to where I'm at with my brand, I could share that onto my page. If I come back to the Audience Insights tool and go down to page likes, Facebook has a metric called affinity. The higher this number, the more Facebook believes that their audience are interested in the topics and the interests that we've entered. So if I come back, you can see that Recipes from Heaven is showing again, as it did at the top here within the top categories. If I go a bit deeper and have a look at maybe this page here, I could then come down, have a look at the type of content they're posting, make a decision on whether it's relevant, and then use that content on my Facebook page by simply sharing it across to my page. So the more you dive into Audience Insights, the more you'll learn about your audience, and you'll find a whole load of pages with content that you can curate and use on your own Facebook brand page. And when it comes to interests, the more specific you are with your interests, the more relevant and engaged content you will find. However, going too specific will yield little results. So play around with this and look for a broad range of topics and interests that you can use within your brand strategy to find content that's relevant and timely to attract your target audience. So another free tool that we can use to find highly engaged content is called BuzzSumo, which is buzzsumo.com. Whilst BuzzSumo has paid options, the free tool is really good for discovering highly engaged content that's relevant to your audience and timely for your business objective. So if we come into here and I search Mexican tacos, as that's the product we intend to release shortly, I'll then be presented with a list of articles across the internet that are ranked based on their social engagement. So as you can see, this top result here, Mexican Street Tacos, has been engaged on Facebook 752 times and has been shared on Pinterest 49,000 times. This is also a good indication of the social platforms where your audience are engaging with content within your brand's category. So if I go ahead and click onto this article, I can see it looks like a personal blog. And it looks like a really well-written recipe with really nice images. So this is something I might want to share onto my Facebook page. So all I would do is click the link, copy it, and then come over to my Facebook page where I can click, paste the URL, and what Facebook will do is pull through the main image for the article so I can delete out that link and then write an engaging Facebook post. And once I'm happy with the post, I can just go ahead and click Share Now. And there you go, that post has been shared. On these articles, you often see the Facebook sharing buttons as well. So you could also click this button and then select your page from the drop-down menu here and share it to your page that way. So when we think about being efficient in our business and working smart, we can take a few hours a month to schedule out content ahead of time, which might mean at the start of the month, we schedule out the next 30, 60, 90 days worth of content across our social media profiles. To do this, there's a tool called Buffer that makes it very easy to pre-schedule and plan ahead with your content. It also has a number of analytical tools that give us more data to inform our decisions above and beyond the information and data that Facebook gives us. Buffer is $15 a month and is highly worth the investment. It has a great smartphone application which allows you to manage your scheduling on the go. And also, as you build out this business and scale your team, you can delegate this task to a team member who can then submit the content through to you for approval before it's posted to your social media profiles. So to set up Buffer, we'll go ahead and click Start a free 7-day trial. And here we'll enter our new brand email address and a strong password and click Sign Up. Complete the options and click Continue. And then we're going to go ahead and connect our social accounts. So click the button, and it's a good idea to be signed into Facebook already at this point. So we want to connect to Facebook page, and you'll also notice that Buffer will allow you to post your Instagram and Pinterest as well. So if we go ahead and click Facebook page, continue as Dan Ashburn, that's my account, and then select, untick, and just select your new brand's Facebook page and click Next. Allow all of the permissions and click Done. And Buffer has just been connected to your Facebook page, and you've given Buffer full permission to post and manage that page. So click OK. And now Buffer has been connected to your Facebook page. We'll just click off the tour. And as you can see, my brand's Facebook page, Verve Kitchen, has been connected and is showing in the top left-hand corner. Now, in front of us, we're presented with a day-by-day calendar and then suggested times for scheduling posts to our Facebook page. As Buffer collects more data, it will update these times to maximize engagement and reach on your page. So to schedule a post, you simply click a time slot, type what you'd like to type the same way you'd schedule a post on your Facebook page. You can use emojis the same way you can on Facebook, and then you can add images or video again the same way you would on Facebook, and then go ahead and click schedule post. If you wanted to schedule this at a sort of custom time that's not showing up in this list, then you can click edit against the time and you can select the date and you can switch to a custom time. However, Buffer does a really good job of understanding when your page gets most engagement, when your page gets the most reach, and will suggest the optimum times to post content. The more data it gets back from your page, so the more content you're publishing, the better these suggestions will become. So if we come back to our page, it also has analytics. So as we start posting and collecting more data around engagement, Buffer will then analyze this data and again give you feedback on exactly when to post and what type of content is working. As I said, the more you understand and the more you listen to this data, the better performance you will get from your Facebook page. So Buffer is a great tool for pre-scheduling content across your social media profiles. There is one more tool I want to show you that makes all of this a lot easier, and that tool is called Quuu, which is Quuu.co. Quuu is fantastic for suggesting ideas of content that you can publish onto your brand's Facebook page. Quuu has a free option which will suggest up to 6 new pieces of content a day. And this isn't some robot or artificial intelligence. All of this content is hand curated by Quuu's team across hundreds of different categories. So if we go ahead and click sign up, enter your first name, your last name, and select Set up hand-curated content suggestions for social media, and click Get Started. Quuu will then connect to your Buffer account and automatically suggest and schedule content for you to approve and publish onto your Facebook page. Quuu is an absolutely fantastic tool that will save you hours of work in finding highly engaged content for your brand and for your category. So I'll go ahead and click Buffer, allow access to Quuu, select my Verve Kitchen brand page and click Next and click OK. How would you like to receive your content suggestions? Automatically. So sent to your schedule each day on autopilot. So Quuu is going to find highly engaged, relevant content for your category and then automatically schedule it into Buffer for you to review and approve. How many suggestions would you like to receive each day? Well, I want to receive the maximum 6, which will allow me to approve or maybe decline some of the ones that I don't want, so it gives me that option. Are there any keywords that we want to blacklist? So as we build out this Quuu and as it starts suggesting content, you're going to come across maybe brands or certain words that you don't want Quuu to find and schedule. So you can come back into the settings and update that. For now, I'm going to leave this blank. So interest categories. This is how we tell Quuu what type of content we're interested in curating. So if we click View All Categories, you'll see there's a whole range of categories available. In this instance, we want to look for recipes, nutrition maybe. So I just went through the entire list and pulled out anything relevant to my brand. So recipes general, nutrition, diabetic recipes, paleo recipes, keto diet, gluten-free recipes and vegetarian recipes. These are very popular. Vegan is a big trend, and baking. So all of this is loosely related to my category of products that I intend to sell under my brand Verve Kitchen. And as Quuu starts suggesting content, we can come back in and refine these options to ensure that we're getting the most relevant, engaging content suggested for our brand. So now I've done that, I'm going to click Save and Continue and click OK. Now from here, we want to generate suggestions and start using Quuu and click OK. And then Quuu is going to work its magic and start suggesting really highly engaged articles that we can be sharing across our social media profiles. Now, important thing to note is because we set automatic scheduling during the setup of Queue, Queue will automatically push these suggestions across into your schedule within Buffer, as you can see here. So you can see that Queue suggested one for today, it's scheduled another 2 for tomorrow, another 2 for Monday. Buffer will go ahead and post these unless you come in here and delete out the ones you don't want and make the edits you want to make to the post before they go live. If you're more comfortable with manually approving and manually posting, during the setup of Queue, select the manual option, and then when you come into Queue, you can just simply go ahead and click the share button, quickly edit the content of the post, and then come down and click save, and click send. And by doing that, that will manually push it across into your Buffer queue that will then schedule it onto your Facebook page. And if you've already selected automatic and want to change it to manual, simply come to Queue, come to social profile settings, click the little settings icon next to the page in question, and then change the setting from automatically to manual, and click save. And that will change it from automatically scheduling the content into Buffer to manually suggesting within Queue, and then you can just come into Queue and manually share across and make those edits in real time into Buffer. So Queue is one of my favorite tools for automating the content curation process, and the free plan gives us everything we need to get started. As you scale your brand, you may consider some of the paid options, as they have tools that give you more data and analytics like Buffer, and other tools to help you scale out your content strategy across social media. So whilst Facebook goes some way to building an audience out for your brand, posting content on our Facebook page is more about credibility and supporting our Facebook advertising strategy in attracting subscribers for our ManyChat list. This is because the way that Facebook algorithm works in promoting content from Facebook pages. Instagram, on the other hand, is a great platform for building an audience and then directing that audience to your products using posts on your Instagram profile and in your stories. This is because Instagram's algorithm does a much better job of promoting your content to your audience, and the way in which Instagram users discover content is a lot more powerful through the use of hashtags. This means users can discover your brand much easier on Instagram than they can on Facebook without the use of advertising. So when it comes to posting content on Instagram, we want to find highly engaged, relevant content for our audience, and then use hashtags to have our target audience discover our profile. Hashtags are like keywords on Amazon, and it's how Instagram users find content they're interested in. If I come up to the search bar at the top and search for Mexican tacos, as that aligns with the current objective of our brand, you can see there are over 25,000 posts with this hashtag. If I follow that hashtag, that's then going to include all new posts in my brand's Instagram feed when I open up my Instagram app on my smartphone. If I then look through the top posts, and you'll see top posts and most recent, top is always by engagement. You can see this has been liked nearly 1,400 times and has 91 comments. If I go ahead and open up that post, you can see the engagement, which will typically be a lot higher than a post that you see on Facebook. But more importantly, you can see the hashtags that have been used to attract the correct audience to this post. The biggest mistake I see with brands using hashtags on Instagram is using irrelevant hashtags that have nothing to do with the post in question or the audience you're trying to attract. You want to find as many directly relevant hashtags as possible to include in your posts and attract the audience that you can market your products to and turn into future customers. So here, for instance, you can see Mexican tacos, Mexican food. These are great hashtags that we might write down and use within our brand. So open up a text document and write these down. A great hack also is to create a new note on your phone, because all of the content posting on Instagram is not done on a computer, it's all done from your smartphone. So if you create a note and update it with as many relevant hashtags as you can find across all of these top posts, when it comes to posting content, you can just copy and paste that list of hashtags from the note on your phone onto Instagram when posting that content. So similar to Facebook, at this stage in our brand building process, we don't need to create original content. We can repost other people's content and give them credit, and include strategic hashtags that are going to attract the right audience for our brand to our Instagram account so that we can leverage and use that audience in future. To do this, you do that on your smartphone, and you're going to need a repost app from your app store. There are lots of these available. Just look for one that's got a good rating and allows you to repost content from one Instagram profile to another. Here's an example in the Apple App Store, Repost for Instagram. And right now I'm going to jump over onto my smartphone and show you exactly how to do this. Okay, so I have the Instagram app open on my phone. I'm going to search for Mexican tacos, open up the hashtag, open up the target post, and then click the three dots in the top right-hand corner and click copy link. From here, I'm going to open up my repost app. I'm using Regrammer and click preview. Close out any advertising. Click repost. Select Instagram. Select feed. I'm going to click next. I could add filters if I wanted to here. And then go ahead and type my post. You'll notice that I use hashtag repost and credit the original account that posted the content. This is Good Ethics on Instagram. And I'm going to select my predetermined set of hashtags from my notes on my phone. And then paste those into my post to enable my content to be discovered. Select my brand's Instagram account and click share. This will post that content onto your brand's Instagram profile. Credit the original account that posted the content, which is Good Ethics, and also make your content really discoverable using highly relevant, highly engaged hashtags on your post. Tagging the original account in your post also notifies that account that you've used their content, and this then opens up opportunities of them featuring your account on their brand of existing followers, which is going to then move some of their audience over to you. This is a more advanced strategy, and we'll be covering more strategies like this later in the program. And don't forget, you can also use Buffer to schedule content onto your Instagram account and schedule the same content from Queue that you're going to schedule onto your Facebook page onto your Instagram account. Just ensure that you're copying and pasting those relevant hashtags over to make that content discoverable. So a few tips for success. Consistency is the key to success on social media. This means you need to consistently post every single day. Only use relevant, timely, and engaging content and hashtags to attract the right audience for your brand. Post at least once a day, as each platform is different, but starting with one post per day is fine. You may consider testing a couple of posts per day on Instagram at different times of the day and tracking the engagement. Start doing this as soon as possible. This will set you up for a successful launch. And as I said, we'll cover more advanced social media strategies later in the training. So in this lesson we covered, being active on social media has a lot of benefits and is a required activity to building your brand's online presence. It's important to remember that there is a lot we could do, but we must work smart and prioritize activities that are going to have a direct impact on the objective for our brand right now. Posting timely, relevant content that connects with your target audience will produce the best results. And there are free and paid tools as well as sources of content that you can use to understand what your audience connects with and automate the posting of your content. In the next lesson, we're going to wrap up Module 4. But for now, go ahead and post 10 pieces of content on your Facebook and Instagram page. I'll see you in the next lesson.